Hi, good morning. It's Sunday here, and I'm in Amsterdam, of course. I hope I can make like at least 3 sketch today. It's really perfect time to do this in Amsterdam because there's not so much people, and so I can really focus on sketching. So yeah, let's see. Hi, I just checked out to my hotel on my way to Rembrandt Art Market. And this is like I'm on Oudezijdsvoorburgwal, so it's like 20 minutes walk from that area to the square. And while I'm walking, I'm already observing the place, what I would like to sketch later on. And it's better to do this way because then I know exactly what I have to do on that day. I was alone on my trip to Amsterdam, so I can just focus on sketching because I thought like it's nice to be outside again and just do this thing. I really miss it after the pandemic lockdown. So here I plan to like maybe 2 sketches that day, and that's it. If I can have more time, that's fine with me. It's a bonus. So Amsterdam is the capital of the Netherlands, and it's known for its artistic heritage. The crooked houses, you will notice it here everywhere. And of course, there are more narrow than the normal houses in Europe, and the canals are everywhere. Yeah, that's the typical Amsterdam view. Amsterdam is also known for their prestigious museums like Rijksmuseum, Vincent van Gogh Museum, and Anne Frank. If you've never been there, it's try to visit these 3 places because it's really worth to visit. And if you want to visit these 3 museums, you might have like 1 full day. Need to do this because there's always, in a normal way, Amsterdam is always busy, and I'm so happy that when I went to Amsterdam like in June after the lockdown, it's still quiet, but in a normal way, in a normal season, it's always full with people here. Here you will find also famous works of Vermeer, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, and many more Dutch painters in every museum. So there's a lot of museums here, not only 3. So yeah, 3 years ago, I was member of the Rembrandt Art Market here in Amsterdam. So like I go here like twice a month to display my artwork together with the different artists, local artists here in Amsterdam. But I stopped because it's too far from me, and I still miss it, but it's okay now. I'm okay with that. I will do maybe next time. You will observe a lot of bikes here. It's common. They think they took over the place. It's everywhere, bikes and a tram, trains, beautiful train station, and also a lot of tourists, from all over the world. And if you like to try the food, typical food of Amsterdam, you should try their pancakes, waffles, croquettes. Of course, cheese. Don't forget the cheese and some oliebollen. Should check that one because that's their typical food here, and haring also. If you want to travel Amsterdam after the pandemic, it's the best time to travel it around April and June. It's because that's springtime. It's not so cold and not so warm. But make sure that if you go here in April, always bring a winter jacket because April always be unpredictable here. It can be windy, it can be rainy, it can be wintry. A lot of things happen in April. So, but that's the best time, April to June, and also after summer, September to November. It's also the best time because then the color of the surrounding change to autumn. The leaves change also to more warm color, warm tone. Honestly, I like to go to Amsterdam all the year through because it's just always nice to see it. And Amsterdam has a lot of things to offer. So speaking about sketching in Amsterdam, I don't really have time to show you or to discuss here all my techniques that I use on my sketching. It's because there's a lot of things happening here. It's mostly, this blog is actually showing you more about what is Amsterdam looks like for sketchers and how I sketch Amsterdam. But I will tell you maybe in the future vlog about my techniques, only pure sketching. And yeah, this is more like if you go to Amsterdam, maybe you can try these places to sketch also. And if you do, please let me know, tag me on Instagram and Facebook. So when I sketch this place, it's like 11:30, so there's not too much people here. But later on, after like 2 hours, the people are just coming, and then they put some chairs here. So that's why I also added it later on, some chairs and people and bikes. Okay, so I'm finished with my first sketch here in Rembrandtplein. It's too orange here, so my sketch is also inspired with this surroundings. It's here, very orangey, and I'm gonna look for a different place now to sketch. I'm gonna bring you maybe in Vincent van Gogh Museum, somewhere there outside. But yeah, let's see. It's very orangey here because of the football tournament tonight at 9 p.m. So Dutch people are really crazy with football. So when there's football, they really take it very seriously. So yeah, that's why it's so orange. So this is the sketch that I made in The Hague, and during the event, Filipino event. And this is people sketching very fast just to add some sketch on that day because I don't want to miss it. And here is the first sketch in Amsterdam. If you notice it, I myself am not happy with this sketch because it seems like a little bit messy, something a lot of going on here and nothing really focusing something. But it's okay because it's a more like study or more getting used to it, being in it, you know. And but later on I sketch again, it became more better, so you will see it later. Okay guys, as I walk here in Amsterdam, I just noticed something again, an art market. So I found two art markets that just next to each other. The other one is in Rembrandtplein and this one is in Herengracht. So if you like to visit this art market here, every Sunday they're open. It's really worth to visit because they really have nice artwork collection. Check this out. What I really like with the art market here in Amsterdam, they always look like you're in a gallery. They really presented their work very nice, very neat. It doesn't look like so bargain, you know. It's in the market but with class. So it's a worth to visit. It is in Herengracht. You will find it there if you search it on your Google map. So after that, I decided to leave the place and look for some place to eat. I thought like going straight to Herengracht is the best place to eat my lunch because it's in a canal. So here it is. Checking some area to sketch. I really like this building, but unfortunately the store or the restaurant behind me is not open yet. So they're open late. And that's why I just left the place and searched for a different one. And this one was luckily open and they have a nice music background at the back. So I thought like, let's do this. So this is my next sketch here in Amsterdam. So I took a break from sketching and now I'm gonna take my lunch here in a nice view with canal. This is the view. Because I know that I only have like 2 hours time on sketching here, I decided to first block all the area that I want to sketch. So I use my brush pen to color first the shapes, the full shapes of the subject that I'm gonna sketch, the building, the canal. That's the most important things for me. And then later on I added some lines to show some details, some outline, some bikes, some canals, and some building, windows, and everything like that. And then later on, I put my my watercolor, very light layer on it. And then then after that, I just added some more intense color to add more texture on my drawings. And after this drawing was really nice because I can really eat and drink and listen to people around me. It's just the background. It's just nice to combine those things. And I still remember those people, the smell of the place when I look on the sketch that I made. So it's just very special to do urban sketching on a public place like this. So here's my second sketch for that day. I'm really happy with the second one because I already know the color. I already studied everything from the first sketch, so it's more confident and it's more loose. And as I also I'm also okay to leave the rest of the area not colored or just with lines, and also focusing only on what I really want to sketch. So here's my second sketch on Amsterdam. So I'm walking around again looking for places sketch, and this time I thought like I like to just watch the people, look everywhere. It took me like 2 hours to just rest. You need that. You should not like sketching the whole day because otherwise you'll be exhausted. Hi guys, so it's afternoon now. Before I go home, I decided to take some drinks. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna make some sketch, but this time I'm gonna use my gouache instead of watercolor, and I'm gonna sketching people this time. Would you like the phone, please? So with gouache, I decided to more like painting than with drawing. I love some artists like Joan Shu. It's a Dutch artist, and she likes to use a lot of brilliant color, vibrant color on her sketch, and especially with like summer feeling. And so that's why I also want to introduce here on my sketch because it's also actual happening here in front of me, and also just making it a little bit abstract and not really focusing on details, just more like sketching the whole scenario. And the only downside of gouache on this summer weather is just because gouache dried so fast, and I bought the gouache that's on in a pan, so yeah, they are dry. So I really need to add a lot of water to work with this one. So yeah, you need to consider it sometimes. Gouache is nice, but you need to buy something like with the tube because it's much easier to work with in urban sketching. So a friend of mine asked me last time when I went to Amsterdam by myself, am I crazy because I went there alone? And I said to her, no, it's not. When you're an artist, when you're an urban sketcher, you are alone, but you never be alone because you always have your surroundings. It that accompanies you, and the sound, the music, the people around you. That's entertaining, and it's enough. You can be productive when you're alone. So I don't really use a fine liner here, only white gel pen for some lines. I also didn't add some pencil here because I thought like I just want to keep it like really more like a painting than a drawing or than a sketch. So I'm really happy with the result. It's more like abstract, but you can see this the vibrant, the atmosphere, the summer feeling, and I'm happy because I expressed it on the sketchbook. So as I said at first, if I can only make 2 sketches on that day, I'm already happy. But I did 3, and then I was really like, oh yeah, then it's really a worth of my time. It's really, I'm happy with this result, and it's also a good result. That's the most important. So I walk around, but then again I thought like, hey, I still want to sketch some houses because Amsterdam is also known for these crooked houses, you know, like slant houses. They're not straight. It's nice to also to sketch this one because it's a typical Amsterdam houses. They're narrow houses and it's next to the canal, the bikes and things like that. So I thought like I still have like 1 hour before the last train will leave to Assen, and I thought like, you know what, I'm just gonna finish what I can finish this day. But then it became quiet because everybody already here, the fans from football was already inside their houses watching the football. So the street was really quiet, and I decided to continue my sketch. I put some lines, put some textures, and I actually enjoy it, but I was really exhausted. You can see the lines there is really impatiently done. Really not so perfect anymore, but that's fine. I really love my last sketch from that day, and sometimes it's nice to just, you know, to loosen up and not perfect and just enjoy the flow of your watercolor, your pen, and connect also the surroundings, the sound while you're sketching, and you don't have to worry all those lines, all those flaws from your drawings. It's just to enjoy the moment of sketching. So here's my last sketch on that day, and I'm actually very exhausted here, very tired, and I really decided I don't want to sketch anymore. I'm so tired. 4 sketch is enough. That's more than enough, and it's more like it's okay now. It's time to go home. Let's go. So here's the final sketch of that day, and I hope you like this one. And if you like to travel Amsterdam and also sketch Amsterdam, please share it to me on Instagram at Jessamine Creates, and also on my Facebook at Jessamine Creates. Also here on my YouTube, I would love to see it. Would you like to see more a different city on my urban sketching adventure? Let me know on the comment section below, and maybe in the future I will show you more like Eindhoven, Rotterdam, The Hague, or somewhere else. I'm sorry if I don't really show the step-by-step sketching on Amsterdam. It's because it's just a lot of details on that day, a lot of things to show. But I will definitely show you next time my sketching technique on my YouTube channel. So check that out. On my next YouTube, I will show more sketching technique from Jessamine Creates. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this travel adventure in Amsterdam. And if you like it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you again next time. Bye!